Yeah. I've got so many pairs of glasses. I've got one on top of my head. I've got the ones I've got back on my face. Hey, Sub! Pickers, how's it going? Just thought we'd jump on for a few minutes. We weren't on last Saturday. I was borderline migraine. It was horrible. Hey, Heather. So, yeah, I had horrible headache, and light and sound and everything was just killing me. So, but I thought I'd just jump on real quick. You know we do the homesteading thing. And,
there's Terry.
Hi, hey, Terry. You know we do the homesteading thing, and we do the canning and do as much as we can. But I have found an awesome YouTube channel. The guy's out of England. I think his name is Mike. It's TA Outdoors. Okay, Steve's going to drop the link in. He does a lot on just learning how to bushcraft. Is that what it's called? Yeah, bushcrafting. He and his father, as a project, totally took pallets apart and built a one-man log cabin, built little flower boxes, built a raised bed garden, a tiki bar, benches for the front porch, put a front porch on, put a sink to wash and brush your teeth with, and on the back of the cabin, put a little wood stove. He spent a couple of times, well, more than a couple times there. He built, just from things going out in the woods, he built an entire a hunting stand and a shelter, 2 shelters, a wood bin, a fence around, a perimeter fence, all from dead wood he found on the ground at another place. He's done some really good bushcrafting stuff, and he's bringing in professionals that are showing different. I mean, we learned some techniques on cutting wood.
Yeah, I've been using hatchets and axes to split and prep and trim wood and start fires and things.
Hey, Julie.
Since I was a young teenager, and I saw a couple of things on one of his videos. I was like, I never thought of it like that. You know.
I know, exactly. So you're never too old to learn, and there's never not another place to learn from. His father also has one. It's TA Fishing.
Totally Awesome Fishing, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're into fishing, you know, you can learn some good things. Wanted to bring up another point. You know, Jason and Robin have started their membership thing. Go on over, join that if you can. You're going to get some great information. They start at $5 a month and go on up, and you get a whole bunch of different stuff. Really need to check that out, because there's, you know, they have great information. But yeah, this TA Outdoors, we binge watched the whole pallet thing. It was, I think there were like 20 videos. He's over in England, South England, and we really liked it.
It was very entertaining. Now, some of it's a little more than just a bushcrafting throw together thing. They have an awesome little wood stove arrangement.
Yeah.
For the tiny little space. I imagine it'll run you out of there in about 10 minutes. But
oh, and if you're really a builder, don't leave any comments about that they built it wrong. They know they did. It's just a temporary thing, and it was a project for him and his father to do.
Or something for them to do together, to have spend time together.
Exactly, and I think that's cool that somebody in their mid-30s would want to spend time with their father. That much time. But I recommend you go over and watch them. They don't know us from Adam. I've never even left a comment there, but I think they're well worth watching.
It was very entertaining and informative. I mean, even if you just watch it for some of the fun stuff they do, you know, it's
A
neat.
tiki bar.
Yeah, who puts a tiki bar in their survival camp?
But anyway,
If nothing else, the tiki bar episode bears watching just for the hilarity.
but I love the way that they took the pallet wood and they showed you how they cut it and joined it together to make longer boards. I mean, that was, it's pretty dang smart what they did. And I don't know. A couple of things they did, I might have been a little bit nervous to stay there. But it didn't fall in on them, so I guess it worked. Yeah, sorry that we missed Saturday. Like I said, I had a borderline migraine. It was horrible. I've had this sinus thing happening, and it's clearing up, but I've had some headaches right along with it. Terry, what I wanted to tell you about building a chicken coop. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law did this because they got chickens on the spur of the moment, and they needed a coop really quick. And actually, it lasted for them for years. They went and got free pallets. I would suggest you start at your school system and see if they have any, because they usually pay people to take them off. So the less pallets they have, the less they have to pay. So check with your school system and see if you can pick up a few pallets. Get some screws and screw them together. You might have to get, it's not going to be totally free, but you might have to get some 1x2s so that you can screw the corners together. And I would say probably you would need, 6 pallets, 5 pallets. Depending on how big you want to make it.
6-ish.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to leave it a little clunkered and put a piece of hardware fabric, because you'll wrap the outside with hardware fabric, and then make it come over just a little bit more so you have a door so you can get in. That's why I was saying 5, so that put 2 on the back, 1 on each side, 1 in the front. Wrap it with hardware fabric. Make yourself leave it a little bit longer so your hardware fabric can get inside.
It's the breakaway homesteaders.
Hey, Patrick, put a tarp over the top and around the sides. Now, in the summertime, you won't need the sides so much, but in the wintertime, you will. Even in the south, we get a little bit of cold weather occasionally. You can do that. For a roost, just get a 8-foot fairing strip, cut it in half. You can put it between the slats of the pallets, and you got a chicken coop.
Yeah, just make sure you ease the edges of the if it's sharp-edged corners, you want to smooth the edges so they don't hurt your little feetses.
Yeah. So, take it. Okay. So anyway,
Patrick really loves the new haircut.
Oh, thank you, Patrick. You really don't have to spend a lot of money. Go on YouTube. There are thousands of ways to make a free or almost free chicken coop. I'm sorry for shaking this, guys. I really am. I just realized I was doing that. Don't mean to make anyone ill. Yeah, a tarp, some hardware fabric, and some pallets, and you can make just about anything that you need. And Terry, especially if you're just starting out, don't get sucked into that you need a $200, $300, $600 chicken coop. Even if you didn't even want to do that, go to yard sales, go to Habitat, go anywhere, and look for an extra large dog kennel. Um, we've done that before too.
Yeah, for a few chickens, you don't need a lot of space. I mean, if you're gonna have an area that they can wander around outside during the day, you put a small section of fence up. You can close them in, and a square foot per chicken on the or a foot per chicken on the roost is all they need. They
Right.
Because they jam up against each other. When we built the chicken coop and had all kinds of roost space in there, and there were 2 roosts used, all the chickens jammed in as tight as they could get, and the other 3 empty. So,
And even in the wintertime, you get a bale of straw, you pack it around the bottom, you have your tarp over it, and you pack some around the bottom just to add some extra warmth, or you can get a bale of straw and put it on each side. Leave it all bound up so that they have some warmth. They're going to be fine. I have chickens that roost in my tree. I don't care what the temperature is. They will not go in the chicken coop. They just roost in the tree, right?
yeah, and the only issue with that is because the branches are still small enough, if any of the raccoons try and get to them, they fly away. Owls can't swoop on them because they're in between branches. So
Yeah.
We got a couple who are just stubborn, and they hanging out so far.
That's what they like. So save your money for other things. Hey, Twanalyn, how you doing? So I just really go online and figure out how to do something inexpensive, like I said, possibly free. Now, if you're going to start out with biddies, you're definitely going to want hardware fabric. And when we first started out with our chicks, we had an extra large dog kennel. Well, no, we started out with a tub.
Yeah, it's the big plastic tote when they were little.
And a lamp in there to keep them warm. And be careful that your light's not too hot so it doesn't cook them or cook the plastic tote. Then we moved up to a dog kennel and put them in the dog kennel. Now the only thing with the dog kennel is you're going to have to raise it up off the ground a little bit in case it rains, so that they don't get they don't drown.
Yeah, and
that's a big thing.
We put the dog kennel on when we had the big front porch. We put the dog kennel on the porch, so it was out on the sheltered from the rain and all. And the weather was warm. They were old enough; they didn't need a heat lamp. The only problem we had was a snake got in there one day.
And that's it. That's why you need the hardware fabric on it.
Yeah, that was
1 to keep the chicks in, and 2 to keep the snakes out.
Well, we had the chicken wire, the hex stuff, 1-inch mesh to keep the chicks in, but that didn't keep the snakes out. The 1/2-inch square hardware fabric will keep pretty much any of the snakes out.
So
because that was really entertaining. There were almost a dozen little, 10-week-old chickens in there, flying in circles trying to get away from the snake.
And the snake didn't get any of them.
No, me trying to get the snake without it taking a shot at me, without letting the chickens out while they were a flying ball of feathers.
Were a flutter. They really were.
And everybody came out well except for the snake. I'm going to hold off until late winter to get chicks because I'm not sure how this winter will be.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not
spring.
I'm not saying get the chicks now. I'm just saying go to yard sales, go to thrift shops, look on Free Cycle. Just put the word out that you need an extra large dog kennel, and somebody might have one in their yard that they just want to get rid of.
Yeah, I mean, you can get them if you start looking now. Something will turn up between now and the time you actually have to have it. You should be able to get one really inexpensively.
Yeah,
free is really great.
And
just keep an eye on
as far as the I'm sorry again with moving this. Sorry, this is hot. This is not hot. Okay. So as far as putting the chicken or the hardware fabric on, just use zip ties. I mean, the chickens aren't going to eat them. And you just cut them back. Make sure that you turn them to the side, though, so when you put your tarp over, it doesn't cut your tarp up. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
She knows some people she can talk to. Good. Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
If you have a place to stash it out of the way, collect the stuff now and set it off to the side. That way, when it gets close, you already have, over time, accumulated things a little at a time.
But if you want to learn skills, you want to learn about trapping, we all know you go to Jason. He knows everything there is about trapping. You might consider his membership. We did it. We're happy with it.
Hello, Christine Betts.
Hello, Christine. Christy.
Did I say Christine?
You said Christine.
Okay,
Christy. And
no, not ninja skills, Julie. Those are.
And the other is.
You have James for that.
TA Outdoors. Just from the sheer entertainment factor, I think you're going to love them. But what that man and his father does with pallets and with dead wood that they collect up through the forest. I mean, right?
Terry said they've talked to you. She's a member of the group.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you there, Terry. Yeah, and like I said, we don't know this guy. He's from South England. We've never even made a comment on any of his videos. We just thoroughly enjoy him. So what's everybody else been up to? We will continue on with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I don't know if it's going to be an every week thing, because there's really a lot of information to get together to do. Sinuses are draining like crazy. A lot of stuff, material to go through and get and organize to do that, because it's so really important to us that we want to make sure that we get it right.
How long does it take for chickens to clear grass away? Not long.
Not long. And that's the other thing that you'll like about using something mobile, is that you can make a chicken tractor out of PVC pipe and hardware fabric, and put tarps over that for your winter. So, it's better to have something that you can move around so that they can get fresh grass. But there have been times that we have not been able to move our chickens around because of other livestock that we've had. So what we do is, when we cut the grass, we take the grass clippings immediately over to them and let them have fresh grass clippings. And sometimes we don't mow everything all at once, so that we can give them a little bit of grass clippings today, a little bit tomorrow, You just have to figure it out.
Yeah, because they really do like fresh grass clippings.
Oh, they do. They really do.
I think it's great. You feed them grass and they poop out breakfast.
I know, right? Why can't everything be that easy?
I don't know.
So anyway, let me see. Okay, now, also remember that a thermometer is your best friend when you get chickens. When you get them, you're going to want it to be about 100 degrees in their little brooder, and don't buy a brooder, make your own brooder. We told you we did it out of plastic containers. The first one we did out of a small dog kennel.
Yeah. If you're only going to have a half a dozen chickens, a big plastic tote will be far more room than they need until they're really big enough they don't need the heat lamp anymore.
You have to have the ability to make it 100 degrees down at one part of it, but not the whole thing, because if they get hot, they have to be able to move. And every week you decrease the temperature by 5 degrees until it is equal to the temperature outside. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Once they're down to room temperature, ambient temperature, you're in pretty good shape.
No, Princess.
Stop.
Okay, Princess is making everybody sick by shaking this. So, and then depending on the breed of chicken you have, you can usually start thinking about having eggs about when they're 5 months old. So, here's what you have to balance. You have to balance when you get them with 5 months, hoping that it's not too far into the fall that they stop laying because daylight hours decrease. That can happen too. Then you're sitting there thinking, why am I feeding these things and I'm not getting any eggs? You'll get eggs, you just won't get them every day. The shorter the day gets, the less eggs they give. And sometimes they stop laying for 2-3 weeks. Don't give up on them. Have a long talk with them. Steve had a machete outside. He just waved it at them one day and said, okay, ladies, you're going to produce one way or the other. Next day, we had 2.5 dozen eggs. Just saying. Coinky dink? I think not. A large plastic tote for the chicks. So, like I said, we were only jumping on for a couple of minutes, unless anybody has any questions or anything that you want to talk about. I'm sorry, guys. You know me. I gotta do it. Oh no, Terry, take some hardware fabric. You can't put the plastic top on because of the light. Take some hardware fabric and just make a bend it to go around the tote. You may have to snip some, bend the corners, maybe a little duct tape if you have little ones you're worried about getting cut and scratched. But hardware fabric is enough to, I know this for a fact, is enough to keep cats out and let air circulation.
That's it.
Julie, Terry was talking about a top to keep the cat out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after a few weeks, they're going to want to start jumping. So trying to fly, standing on top of the water. It's got to be big enough that you can put a good sized waterer in there as they get older, and something for their feed. Oh, and this you will need. You will need to get either straw or what are the shavings that we get for the bedding?
Wood shavings.
Wood shavings bedding.
So Vern said, couldn't you use an old screen door if you can find one?
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't need anything that big, but yes. Use part of it.
Okay. What was I saying? Don't put newspaper down. Don't put the chicks on top of the newspaper. It's too slick. Their legs will splay. It's sad to watch them, but their legs just like they're doing a straddle. And then they never recover from that. And that's something else you can do, Terry, too. I mean, if you can find a bunch of old screen doors that people are just giving away, get a couple pieces of wood, just build a coop out of screen doors. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't go to any great expense. Steve and I built a mobile chicken tractor for my brother one time, and we did buy everything brand new, and that cost us about $80. Far better than the $200, $300, $400 that they're going to charge you for those chicken coops.
Yeah, we called it the Taj Mahal.
Okay, excuse me. Yeah, the Taj Mahal. It was nicknamed. Good to know. Okay, a recycle place down the road. That's exactly where I would start. And like I said, YouTube, you can find how to build just about anything. Even a one-man cabin out of pallets. So, okay, we're going to cut this short unless anybody has anything that they want to talk about. Just wanted to jump on for a minute, tell you guys sorry that we missed you on Saturday. But again, I was borderline migraine and couldn't do any lights. Okay, everybody. Night, and thanks for stopping by. Talk to you later. We'll see you real soon.